Y'all, hey, welcome back to my channel. Thanks so much for stopping by. It's the holiday season, y'all. Today is Christmas Eve. Well, this video will go up on Christmas Eve. I don't know when you're gonna watch it, but what's a holiday season without a whole lot of top 10 lists? So today I want to talk about my top 10 tips for success on Weight Watchers. But before we get into all that, go ahead and like this video, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and hit that notification bell so you can keep up with the shenanigans. So of course, y'all, when I say my top 10 tips for success on Weight Watchers, I mean top 10 tips for success with any kind of healthy eating plan that you're trying to get into. And my number one tip is just exactly that, plan. Y'all, you gotta have a plan. Plan out what you're gonna eat. Plan what you're gonna eat for your next meal, for today, for the week, for the month, for the year. Just have an idea in your head of how you're gonna go about eating in a healthy way. Have a plan, have an idea. Now, I don't necessarily plan out every single one of my meals in advance, but I know that, say if the intern is working and I need to throw something together, I know that I have ground turkey in the freezer. I know that I've got mashed cauliflower that I can make. I know that I've got canned corn and other vegetables that I can heat up, so I have an idea of what I can make. Or if the intern and I are having dinner together, I know different combinations of things that I can put together that we can eat. So even if you don't have like a set plan, sort of have an idea in mind of what you can make that will help you be successful on your plan. And with that in mind, y'all, shop that way. Shop so that you have those things in your house, or that you have ready access to those things and not a whole bunch of things that are gonna lead to temptation and cause you to make bad choices. So that's tip number one, is plan. Tip number two, protein. Y'all, you know that protein is key. Try to have protein. Try to plan to have protein with every meal, with every snack, everything that you do. Try to incorporate protein. You know that I start my day, I work out, and then my first real like food consumption is breakfast with a lot of Greek yogurt, non-fat Greek yogurt with fruit and some overnight oats. But that non-fat Greek yogurt, lots of protein. If I have cereal, I have it with almond milk, which is low point protein. I include fruit with my breakfast, but I try to never have like a snack, and I never have I try to never have a meal that's just fruit. I try to always have protein. Or even like for lunch, I'll have a sandwich, which is a low point bread with meat, with like lean lunch meat, so that I'm getting protein in there. I definitely try not to ever eat just carbs with no protein. So tip number two, after you plan, number one, tip number two, try to always include protein because it'll help you stay full longer. Tip number three, snack. Don't let yourself get hungry. And y'all, plan to have snacks with protein. I know I'm just being cheesy at this point, but seriously, try to plan ahead so that you have healthy snacks that will be filling enough to tide you over to your next meal. And the way that I do that is by including protein in my snacks. And y'all know I'll eat like imitation crab meat or chicken, little bits of that as a snack. I'll have almonds or maybe some cottage cheese or a little bit of yogurt, just something, some protein to tide me over, because I know that if I let myself get too hungry, I'm gonna make bad choices. And even if I eat good food, I'm gonna eat too much of it. So try to have good quality snacks so that you don't get too hungry and then make bad choices. And number four, I feel like is a little bit obvious, but movement. Y'all, get up and move around. And it doesn't have to be like high intensity spin workouts or running or swimming or, you know, kickboxing or any of those things. Just get up and walk around. Any movement that you do is good. And you know that on Weight Watchers, we gain points. Like, you can earn points by doing movement. So if you maybe make a bad choice or two and you're low in points for the day, or you're over your points even, just go take a walk. So even if you don't like not get all of your points back. So like, let's say you, I don't know, ate a hamburger for lunch and you used up all your points, and then you have a 3-point dinner. So you now have negative 3 points. Take a walk, and even if that only gains you back 2 points, and y'all, I just made up all of those points, but even if that only gains you back 2 points, it's good. You're making progress and you're moving, which is always good. And now you're only 1 point in the hole instead of 3 points in the hole. So movement is always a plus. Number 5, y'all, this is huge for me. This helps me so much. Pre-portion things as much as you can, and especially things that you crave and things that you feel like you're going to grab when you're hungry. If they have points, or like if you're counting calories, if they're high in calories, whatever it is, if it's something that's going to be detrimental to your progress, if you eat too much of it, just portion it ahead of time. Get some little Ziploc bags, get little bowls. Y'all have seen, I have those little bowls. I have one right here. Hang on. I have these little bowls. So portion stuff into little bowls or whatever kind of container you need. Pre-portion things to help yourself make good choices. And y'all, even if, I don't know, let's say you put some almonds in one of these and you eat those almonds and you're like, I'm still hungry, and you get another one, it's okay. Just count the points and move on. But when you do that, you've acknowledged to yourself that it's worth it for you to count those additional points, to eat those. Like I would do 9 almonds because 9 almonds is 1 point. I do those not in these, but in like little bags. So I'll eat a little bag of almonds, and then I'm like, am I still hungry? Maybe I am. Grab another little bag of almonds. But my brain is saying, okay, well, I want more almonds. That's 1 more point. Okay, no problem. And I just grab another bag of almonds versus a big old bag of almonds, and I'm just grabbing hands full of almonds and not counting them, and then I have no idea how much I've eaten or how many points I've consumed. So then, even if I eat like 4 or 5 bags of almonds, if I'm really hungry, I have those little bags there. I just count the points, no guilt, no problem, and move on. So pre-portion your food, and kind of along with that is tip number 6, keep emergency rations on hand. And y'all, I think there are sort of multiple ways to look at this. One, snacks. Y'all, snacks are huge for me. So I keep all kinds of snack food on hand all the time. So I've got almonds, I've got fruit, of course I've got yogurt because I eat that every day. Protein snacks in the fridge. I've got imitation crab meat, chicken. I've Built bars, those protein bars. I have all kinds of things that I can just grab and eat if I'm hungry. I also have things that we can have for meals. So if you're if you're in a hurry and you need to make a meal quickly, instead of just ordering a pizza or grabbing some fast food on the way home, if you know that you've got something at the house that you can make quickly, that might help you to make a good choice instead of like grabbing burgers on the way home. If you know when you get home that you've got something either in the freezer that you can thaw out, like some stew or something that you've made, that you can thaw out and feed yourself and your family or your family. Or if you've got something in the fridge, try to keep things that you can throw together quickly for those days that time just gets away from you. Because y'all, it happens to all of us. It happens to me, and for me, it's just me, the intern, and the furry felons. I don't even have kids that I have to wrangle. So I can just imagine if you're trying to wrangle kids and you've got an intern of your own going one way and kids going another way and your own furry felons you got to keep up with. I can imagine how that can get out of hand. So try to keep emergency rations around that you can throw together on those days that you've got, one's got soccer and one's got rugby, and that your intern's got a meeting at work and he's going to be home late or she's going to be home late. Something you can put together quickly to feed everybody without blowing your budget or your diet. Along those same lines, y'all, keep things as simple as you can. Sometimes I feel like websites, Weight Watchers does it, I feel like they all do it sometimes, is they'll have these recipes that I look at and I'm like, there's no way I'm going to do that. Like, that's just so many things. Like, there's so much stuff that goes into that. Or, I mean, anything. Like, workouts. If there are multiple steps to a workout, I'm going to get intimidated and just not do it. Y'all, keep it simple. That's why I ride the Peloton bike for literally an hour and a half a day. at least, because it's easy for me. I go out there, I sit down on the bike, I program my rides, I read a book, and I ride the bike. And then when I'm done working out. And then I'll do like weights or something else after, but I'm already done with my workout, and then I do some other stuff, because to me, that's just simple. So I think eating, working out, all the things, if you can keep them simple, you're more likely to be successful at them, because there's just not that much to it, right? You can just knock it out and be done with it and move on, especially with food. I think keep your meals simple, keep your snacks simple, and keep your plan simple. Like don't make it hard for yourself to be successful if you don't have to. I mean, and sometimes things just get complicated, and then we just do the best we can with what we've got. But whenever you can, just keep it simple. I don't know if this really counts as an additional tip. This is number 8, and it's kind of a combination of some other tips, but this is number 1 for me, and I have to remind myself of this sometimes when I'm like hungry, is keep protein snacks around, which I do, but eat those first when you're really hungry. For me, protein will take the edge off my hunger faster than anything else. It levels out my attitude. It like brings me out of that hangry zone to where I can actually think and make rational choices. And it knocks that hunger down to where I can eat like a normal human being. So if I grab like chips or something else when I'm really hangry, sometimes that just adds to it. Or heaven forbid, if I grab fruit when I'm hangry, I don't know if it's the sugar in the fruit and I just burn it off. I don't know what happens, but it actually like makes it worse. So if I want to eat fruit, I'll have like a banana dipped in chocolate hummus, and that's okay because the hummus has protein. So whatever it is, have some protein first when you're really hungry, and that'll help you get things under control. Number 9, as I'm sitting here drinking some hot tea with actual like rock sugar in it, y'all don't drink your points. And if you do, just remember to count them, which is exactly what I do with this, because to me it's worth it. In my hot tea, once every day or so, every couple days, I have hot tea with rock sugar. It's 1 point, and I just count the point. But otherwise, I try exceptionally hard not to drink points. So I drink water, I drink coffee. That's pretty much it. I drink that flavored sparkling water, but I try not to drink points. And here's the other thing with that. If you drink your points, you must remember to count them. And I feel like that's where some people get into trouble, is they drink more points than they realize. So not for nothing, y'all, if you're struggling and you're like, well, I'm eating lean chicken and I'm eating like high volume, low point food, and you're struggling and you can't figure out like where you're getting points from, look at what you're drinking and see if maybe you're drinking some points that you don't realize. So either don't drink your points or just count the points that you drink. It's number 9. And finally, y'all, last but most definitely not least, please give yourself grace. Remember that we are all doing the absolute very best that we can with what we've got. Some days are better than others, and sometimes you just gotta YOLO. You gotta say you only live once. You gotta eat the burger. You gotta eat the pizza. You gotta drink the beer, and just run an extra mile. Y'all, you just do what you gotta do to make it work out. Because we're all human, we make mistakes, and y'all, we all deserve grace. So y'all, that's it. That's my top 10 list of pointers for being successful on Weight Watchers or whatever your eating plan of choice is. I know that I missed some good ones, so y'all let us know in the comments. What are your top tips for success on your eating plan? Y'all, thank you so much for hanging out with me. If you made it this far, we're most definitely friends. So go ahead and like this video, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and hit that notification bell so you can keep up with the shenanigans. I upload food and fitness videos at the beginning of every week with some book videos sprinkled in between. See you on the next one.